Mini-Pla Titanus and the Ultrazord! Alright guys, let's finish it! Ultrazord, power up!
What's up everyone, Mark and Nicholas back again with a new speed build. You've seen us do a few months ago the Megazord and Dragonzord. Well, today we will be doing the all-new Carrier Zord Titanus.
That's right. For those who don't know who Titanus is, well, you should go watch Power Rangers. I believe Titanus was, well, like you said, the Carrier Zord. Whenever the Rangers needed more power, they combined both the Dragonzord and the Megazord into, with Titanus, to create the Ultra Megazord, I think it is?
Ultra Megazord. Yeah.
He honestly didn't do much except for shoot stuff.
A lot of cannons. He rose. Yeah.
Rolls. He rolls in, he rolls out, and that's it. That's all. Have a nice day.
See me roll.
So yeah, now this guy here is really expensive.
Well, it's remote controlled.
Well, no, not even remote controlled. He's battery operated.
Oh, battery. Really?
Yeah. He retails for $150 US.
Around $200 Canadian.
And there's the only thing that this one has, you put in batteries and he will roll forward and his arms kind of move a bit, like the original 90s toy. If you compare it to the Legacy Titanus, which is around exactly the same price, that has die-cast parts, that's, I think, at least 4 times bigger than this. It doesn't have any mechanical parts, so there's no batteries or anything like that. It's kind of underwhelming for the price.
Yeah, especially considering that it's, I mean, as assuming it will be maybe twice, maybe 3 times top the size of the Megazord.
That's an expensive model.
It's
Gundams have gone up that high though.
Depending on the quality, yeah. It starts usually around 35, but I've seen many going around 150.
Okay. So it's not unheard of for a model, because it's more or less
it all depends on the size and the quality. This one, I don't think it has a grading per se, because in the Gundams you have like master grade, perfect grade, and stuff like that.
Okay.
That one, I don't think it has.
I think it has its
it's
class
still
of its
marked.
own. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into.
It's morphing time.
Contact the Power Rangers at once. And let the power protect you. Power Rangers.
there we go, everybody. After an hour and a half, Titanus.
Woo! Yay! Titanus! Titanus! No, it's Titanus, yeah.
Took way faster than I thought. It was way faster. Less pieces. I thought that by the size, it would have been more, I don't know.
Well,
longer.
because right off the bat, right out of the box, the center console, whatever you want to call it,
the main core.
is all one
The
piece.
chest. Yeah.
That's the piece that has the batteries and all that in it. So you basically build onto it.
Basically, the only thing you need to build is the head, the neck, and the paws, legs, and the tail.
And the tail. And a lot of stickers.
And a lot of stickers.
But besides that, it's fairly easy and straightforward.
Yeah.
And especially for the stickers, if you own or have any of the other previous renditions of Titanus, you more or less know where all the stickers go. It's not a complicated build.
Yeah. No.
You were looking at the instructions to pull the pieces and trim and cut them, and I was assembling them. And a lot of times I wasn't even looking at the instructions because it was so straightforward and easy to follow.
Yeah. Well, because the fact that the main core is not a piece on itself, what you're building is actually not that much.
No.
You know, you're building fucking 6 parts, and that's it.
But they do a good job with all the pieces. They try more or less, and it's just you can't really see here, but we'll pop pictures up. They've capped off a lot of the hollow spots, like you've seen in the Legacy line, where they've cleared what was normally in the original toys all open. They sealed it all up, which I like that added.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice touch. The fact also that the neck is posable.
Yeah.
Well, you can move it. This is max down, max up,
Which is fantastic because
max on the side.
they're basically copying what the Legacy line did. Because Legacy was the first line that gave a posable neck. Originally it was like 2 pieces, which is great. Gives that little bit of... and also too, his mouth opens.
Are the mouths open?
Yeah. It's, I'm Titanus!
There's not much you can do besides
No.
that. Besides the fact that it actually runs in battery, so it...
Yeah! I don't know if it's this one. I don't know if I have it plugged in wrong or
I have a
something.
feeling it's like a little clip that we forgot to...
But it's
to cut.
it's glitchy a bit. It has a bit of a... It has a little bit of... It struggles a bit, then...
Oh!
You gotta give it a little love, and then all of a sudden it might stop, and...
There you go. But it was doing that for a while now.
Yeah.
So, by rolling the paws move on themselves.
Like the original toy when you were... see there. You gotta also remember that it's a model, right?
Yeah. But still, a model at $150.
Yeah.
It's something that, you know...
It needs light, sounds, and all that.
Who knows? Maybe it's only us. Maybe we got a defective one. Maybe we didn't clip something right.
So, yeah.
Now,
Well, before we go into combining them, I have to say my only complaint that I have, besides the little jitteriness, is the silver stickers.
oh yeah, it's true. Huh?
It's not a big deal, but the decals, the ones that you put on on the body and all that, the silver ones, they're chrome silver.
Yeah.
Where everything else that's already painted on the model itself is like a matte silver.
Yeah.
So, when you have pieces like, for instance, like say the back wheel,
There's a pretty significant difference between those.
you have the chromey
Both.
one, and then you have a flat silver. They should have had them all.
Although there's not that much chrome stickers in overall. Besides, okay, yeah, the tail has quite a few. Yeah.
Which will go up here in the next month.
Yeah. There's also, technically you put it in a way that it fits, but inside the piece it's not supposed to be there.
I'm not sure now, because looking at the manual, it might look that it does go in there.
Okay. Because just like, I believe is the Dragon Zord, in this Dragon mode, there are some leftover pieces once it's transformed. I think it's the spear
Well, yeah, the spear, and you have a replacement head, whatever
the
mode.
replacement head.
But it's the same thing with the T-Rex. The T-Rex head doesn't fold in. You disconnect it from his face and the neck, and you throw it into his body.
So you have leftover pieces in general. For Titanus, basically the way we've done it is that the only thing left are the chains that will be held by the Ultrazord, Ultra Megazord. So let's transform it! Well, there we go. After half an hour of playing around with it.
I think it was more complicated to transform it than it was to build.
Yeah. A lot of things don't want it to clip. Some things were too clipped.
Well, it's the same complaint as what we said with the way they transform. They don't really transform. They disassemble slightly and reassemble. Yeah, exactly. And it's exactly the same thing for this one here, where there's a lot of parts you got to take apart.
Yeah. Just
to rebuild it a different way.
It's basically not a transformer.
No.
It's a model kit that if you want it with a different form, you need to disassemble and reassemble into a different way. Granted, not entirely, but the big pieces will be moved around. Yeah, I don't like it. It looks so fragile.
It is.
Like you will blow on it and everything will fall apart.
But again, this is not a toy.
It is not. Yeah, you're not supposed to play with it.
It's a $150 model that you look at it and it'll fall apart.
I guess the thing I like the less, well, not like the less, the thing that looks the most fragile are probably the Titanus hands. Now the Megazord's new hands. And
well, because they don't really clip onto anything.
No, you're supposed to hold them, but they don't hold the thing with a peg entirely. It goes halfway and then it's blocked by another peg.
It's almost if they should have copied the same thing from the Legacy line, where it actually clips onto his arm. Yeah. It should have done the same thing on that, unless they didn't want to ruin the stickers that are on the arms. Like I probably just did that.
I mean, it's not related really to Titanus, but the Dragon Zord on the Megazord, the way it's done, it's really just put there.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely nothing is clipped there.
But see, with that, if you bring attention to that, it doesn't sit properly on top of the Megazord.
Yeah,
it's because
elevated.
The arms are not supposed to be outwards.
True. The Mastodon
the way that
shoulders.
The model is built, you cannot lift the arms up at all. And you need to lift them up to hold on the chain for Titanus.
Yep.
It's a given. But if you were to put his arm straight, like he was transformed with the Dragon Zord attached, then there wouldn't be a problem. But it looks too like, They're supposed to be opposite. Because when he moves...
Oh yeah, true.
It's like,
we should try to... Yeah, wait.
Yeah, for the switch.
See, now it's not lagging, so I guess it was because of the pause previously. Or maybe just the weight on it.
Something is catching on it. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Might be the weight. Because, see? No, it's fine. Oh.
It's not the weight.
It's still better like that. Okay.
As soon as you say it's better. It's because the wheels have a pin that sticks out, and it's supposed to go in to a hole, a void space on the legs, and I don't know, it just doesn't always work. But see, if you give it a little push, once it really gets rolling, I can tell you after today, it's never going to have the battery function
You please.
running at all, ever. It's going on display. That's it. That's all.
Just like the Legacy version, the Megazord is not clipped at all inside the Titanus. It's really just, you open the flap, you put the thing there, and that's it. So once it moves, I mean, it wasn't wobbling that much.
It's slightly better than the Legacy one. Because the Legacy one, they came with clips. Because the Dragonzord makes the Megazord too top heavy. This is all plastic, so he's not going to flop.
I guess you could close that slightly and have it more. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Now see now, transforming, there's nowhere to store the Mastodon head.
Yeah.
Or the Power Sword.
That would be the only two things remaining.
Well, besides the Dragonzord stuff, which I didn't put on the table. Which
is
his extra head, the staff, and all that. But yeah.
It's a big piece of plastic. It's so clunky. I would prefer them both, like all three of them, into their original form. Well, like Dragonzord, Megazord, and then Titanus. I don't know. Maybe next to the Legacy version, identical like this version, that would be nice.
Well, the one thing I like about this, it'll probably fit into those IKEA cubes, which my idea.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
That's where I want to put it.
With a nice lightning background.
Yeah.
Maybe some lava, or I don't remember where it comes from.
A mountain.
A mountain.
With trees and a blue sky. And then he disappeared into the darkness. Do I recommend it? Do you recommend it?
It was nice to build because it was fast and easy. Plus the aspect that being battery powered, but it's too expensive. It's way too expensive for what it is. Take that money and buy yourself the Legacy if it's available, because it's.
The thing is, if you're already in it with the Megazord and the Dragonzord and you want to complete it with Titanus, then
I have the Megazord and Dragonzord. I won't be paying $150 for that.
That's you.
And that's US. I won't pay. I'm sorry. I won't pay $200 for that. If it would have been the same price or just slightly more expensive than the Megazord, which was originally $50 or $70,
Something like that.
Something to those prices. Split it like $100.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, sure, no
if
problem.
If you look at the prices,
it's
yes.
nearly the same amount of plastic.
Or offer the option with the non-mechanical one and the mechanical one.
Yeah.
So you spend a little bit less for a hollow inside.
You will never use it anyway. It's
exactly.
not a toy.
It's a model. So yeah,
it's not like a choo-choo train that will fucking turn
offer
around
a version
non-stop.
that doesn't have the internal electronics for a slightly lower price, because if you base the pieces on everything else, it's not worth it. And people will buy the hollowed out version over this one for a lower price.
Oh yeah,
hands down, and that's what I would recommend. But for the gimmicks in there, it's not worth the price.
No.
But yeah,
if you get it on discount, I will highly suggest it for you. But until then, I would just refrain to look for it.
Now look, we're waiting for the next ones that they announced, which was the Alien Ranger. The Alien Ranger Megazord, the Falcon Zord, which goes with that.
And the movie.
And the Shogun, the Alien Ranger.
Okay, Alien, yeah, the movie. Yeah.
And then the Shogun Megazord.
Is the big.
Hunky piece of.
Like the pyramid? No.
It's not a pyramid. It's
the,
like temples.
Yeah, it's like the temple, the Japanese temple.
However, with that one there, it'll be the only way to get a show accurate one, because the one that was released in America, Canada,
North America,
they repainted the White Ranger to pink. The Zord to pink, and you can't get a white arm unless you repaint the pink one, which is not show accurate because it wasn't pink in the show.
It will be our next Mini-Pla? Super.
Mini-Pla.
It wasn't like super Mini-Pla. Our next Speedbuild Super Mini-Pla.
Yeah. Can't wait. That about does it. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and
Subscribe.
see ya.